Support for Rock and Roll Up podcast comes from Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming.
Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BIGHEADS at manscaped.com.
That's right. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code BIGHEADS.
Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Kenny. It's Jack. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
Here it comes, Jack.
1, 2, 3, 4! Ooh. Welcome to the 21st Century Breakdown.
Oh, was that all we were going to play of that?
My name is Jack.
Right.
Legally, we cannot play any more of that song.
It's such a good song. Hello, my name's Kenny.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Can't forsake the catchphrase.
No.
We've got a new jingle.
Yeah.
One of mine. I wrote that.
You wrote that, did you?
Yeah.
Welcome to the second episode of the 21st Century Breakdown.
What is it?
Well, it's quite a good song by Green Day, which we just played a snippet of.
What's the concept of the show?
Well, we're approaching 2020, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
We are going to go through the best singles, the best albums of every year from the last 20 years.
You've heard 2000. That was out. A couple of
2000
weekies back.
Is out. We're going on to 2001.
Let's do it. A year full of amazing music. And
A bloody amazing year
some
for
pretty
music.
difficult decisions have been made. We're going to start off by contextualising a little bit, aren't
Set
we?
the scene for
What
us.
was going on for you in 2001? We were little 9 and 10-year-olds, respectively.
I was 10.
Just doing 10-year-old boy stuff.
I was doing stuff.
You know, crossbows.
Yeah.
You know, motocross.
Mainly things that are drawing crosses,
Yeah.
playing noughts and crosses.
yeah, anything to do with the crosses. Did you see in the New Forest, as of this morning, they've found mutilated cattle with pentagrams drawn on them?
Oh.
I know. So someone spray painted a church 666.
Oh.
Someone's going around doing a little bit of
Do you know
satanic
what?
worship.
When I was 10, I probably was visiting
I was
the
gonna
New
say,
Forest.
you know,
I've been there.
Was he inspired by you?
I'm inspired by him.
Is the New Forest newer now than it was then?
The
That's the
newer
question.
forest.
Who knows?
It was always better back in my day
Back
than
in my when it was the old forest.
the old forest.
Yeah. Well,
I was young.
you were young.
I was probably playing PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2, that was out the year previous.
Yeah. That was
Well, I'm just going to hit you with some little facts very, very quickly. Things that were happening. News about the year 2001.
oh god.
Let me take you now to the year 2001 and the creation of Wikipedia. What would we do without Wikipedia?
All facts would be lost.
All of those mostly incorrect facts. Isn't it like one bloke does like a third of the edits on Wikipedia?
Really?
He's like Mr. Wikipedia.
Is that isn't yeah.
And yet they always put that little box at the top. Please can you donate? We're not going to be able to be sustainable.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Well, it is strange that
Why does Wikipedia need money? For what?
I guess they've got quite a few web pages.
Yeah, fair play. We'll be on there one day.
Yeah, hopefully.
We need to create our own rock and roll up.
Oh,
Get someone on that.
how sad would that be?
That would be sad. I mean, good. Somebody out there, make us a rock and roll.
Yeah.
Not a silly one.
No, come on.
proper one.
A proper
With the
one.
full biography of our lives.
Yeah. Jack's home address.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Windows
What else?
XP. Windows XP.
Okay.
That was around.
Yeah.
I think my workplace is still using that.
An
at the moment.
improvement on 95.
I'd say so. You know, jumped over 97. A good year as well.
yeah.
But you know, what to say? What we on these days? Windows 10.
Yeah, I think.
Is it 10?
Yeah. Yeah. So we've gone from 95 to 10. It's quite a lot less. Quite a lot.
What's happened?
Quite
Again,
a lot.
It's got worse.
Not
hasn't it?
as good.
I remember the old forest.
Yeah. What else?
The Leaning Tower of Pisa, that reopened after being closed for 11 years because it was leaning too much. The irony. It was leaning too much.
Yeah.
A team of soil experts had to dig down, and I don't know what they did, but they did something.
They fixed it.
They fixed it, so it's still leaning, but it's not going to fall for at least 200 years. They said.
So could it fall?
Well, in theory, it will fall eventually.
I don't understand what it is. What is it? Why is it
Power,
leaning?
innit? Foundations.
So it's just basically
Dodgy builders.
the
mate.
shit
Dodgy
built
builders.
tower of that is in Pisa.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. They went and made a bad conservatory afterwards, but that doesn't really get the publicity that the Tower of Pisa gets.
They blocked they block paved a couple of
A couple of driveways. Yeah, cash in hand, not a problem.
Yeah. What can you say?
What can you say? Obviously, some sadder things happened. Obviously, 9/11. Can't skip over 9/11.
It did happen.
It happened.
Yeah. It affected the world in essentially every way.
And of course it affected, without wishing to be trivial, the music world, because there were quite a lot of scheduled releases for that day, which we'll obviously talk about.
Yeah. Some album changes from that day, because of that event.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about a bit
Gigs
later.
cancelled, all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah. And an interesting thing that widely seen as the biggest, not the biggest, the first sort of public address and meeting was on another thing that we cover, which was on Monday Night Raw, which was seen as, I think it was 2 days later,
gathering, wasn't it? Yeah.
and it was the first big public gathering televised since the attacks, and very emotional.
Crazy. Some people did continue to work that day. Was it Howard Stern still did his show that day, and various people were still working that day.
Can you imagine that?
But yes, terrible stuff. Obviously, the war on terror and things was obviously began after that, and so it was a dark time, a tumultuous time of sadness. But out of that, the phoenix from the flames
Came a lot of escapism in music.
Some good bloody music.
Yes.
So I think we should probably talk about that. Of course, some good movies as well, though, around the time.
Yeah.
Harry Potter,
Okay.
Philosopher's Stone, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
What a double bill that is, just in 1 year.
In 1 year.
Like these two iconic franchises
That start
beginning the same
and run for years.
months apart from each other.
Amazing.
Shrek, classic.
Another.
Donkey.
Put that on the pedestal along with the Fellowship.
I'd say so. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, just below Shrek. Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
All kinds of classic movies. So
Yeah.
a lot of good art. A lot of good art
A lot
coming
of
out.
good art come out that year.
But let's move on to music. Come on.
So
Some of our favourite, more notable singles of
yeah, let's do singles
2001.
first.
Let's do singles first.
So I think the way we're going to work it is we're going to lay some singles at your door. Then we're going to talk about some of our absolute favourites, and then we're going to reveal the winner of the single of the year.
Drum roll, please.
So, good singles that year. It was Pop had a great year.
Again, like 2000, big year for pop singles.
Yeah, you look back, Jesus Christ, there's so many.
Yeah. Hit me with some.
Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue.
Couldn't get that song out of your head. That's the irony there.
Yeah.
Remember they were dressed up as sort of bin bags, and
They
were
were,
sort of weird
yeah.
dustbins.
She had that white dress on, that tiny little on the front cover of the album.
You're dribbling.
Ooh, Kylie.
You're dribbling a little bit.
I've dribbled. Hero by Enrique Iglesias.
Ah.
I can be your hero, baby. Just be as breathy as possible when you sing
One day
that
he's just going to speak like...
You're right, Enrique.
Oh, Enrique. Enrique's how you say it.
You had
Classic song. Video makes no sense.
no. You had Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott.
Wow.
Big important
One of the
track.
biggest selling singles of that year.
Important track when it comes to females in hip hop and rap.
Have you ever got your freak on?
I was going to say I'd like to get my freak on with Missy Elliott, but maybe not. She's
No.
quite old looking. Love you, Missy.
Lovely Missy.
And a massive track, Lady Marmalade.
The original Lady Marmalade. There's been several not as good versions, but that's the originals. Christina, Pink,
Faith Hill,
a
and
couple of other people.
one more.
Lil Kim,
Yes.
possibly.
Yes.
Lil Chris.
He's dead, isn't he?
He is.
Killed him.
We've
Killed
mentioned
himself,
that. He was in 9/11.
Oh, poor little Chris.
Poor Lil Chris.
So some great pop. Any other pop singles?
Yeah, lots. I mean, It Wasn't Me, Shaggy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to put that alongside the great pop that we've just mentioned?
Alongside Little Chris. Yeah. Whole Again, Atomic Kitten.
Oh, great.
You can fill my... Oh, no, that's another version. Don't Stop Moving, S Club 7.
Great.
Classic.
Great stuff.
Just a great, Pure and Simple, Hearsay.
I love that song.
Classic, isn't it? Just
I'll be there
a lot
for
of
you.
very safe pop.
Pure and simple, gonna be there. There.
There.
You got to end it.
There.
It's not there. It's pure
there.
and simple, gonna be there.
Oh, there. Okay, sorry. Yeah. One of my personal favourites, Out of Reach, Gabrielle.
Not a reach.
Classic.
Yeah, great song.
Eye Patch.
Ride With Me by Nelly.
Oh,
Good. Just a really good song for pop,
Yeah.
but a good
one of the
song.
biggest pop hits, Only Time, Enya.
Yeah.
Is she pop? I guess you'd call that folk, choral, chamber, ethereal, elven music.
Keep saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it was. I'm assuming that she was on the Fellowship of the Ring soundtrack.
She was,
Enya?
yeah, she was,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Enya's everywhere. She's
She
like the
is.
wind.
She
She's out
is.
there. She's in that tree right now.
She's like the wind. Any others that you want to mention before you go on to your absolute favourites?
I really like the song What If, but it was Kate Winslet. She did it for the Christmas Carol 2001
yeah.
animated
Yeah.
film. It was
What a voice.
Later, yeah, really good. Turns out can do everything. It was later covered by Rydian Roberts from the X Factor and Idina Menzel. They did a duet.
You
of
come
that,
out with some facts, don't
which
you?
is also
Some-
really
some
good.
cracking
Well,
facts.
You know, they call me the fact cracker,
the
the
fact.
fact fact cracker.
Good.
So yes, I really like that song. Obviously not poppy, more soundtracky. But I thought give it a mention. Give it a mention. Not
We
just
had-
pop though. Not just pop though.
We had rock.
We had rock.
We had some rock classics.
Come on, good year for rock.
How You Remind Me by Nickelback.
Oh,
Off of the album Silver Side Up.
it's not like you to say sorry.
Well,
It's not. You don't really say sorry, do you?
no.
You're one of those guys that goes, sorry.
It's
Sorry.
a different.
Was that an apology? Yeah, sorry. Just say it a bit louder
Giving
for me.
me a heart worth breaking.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Good song though, isn't it?
Really good
Get
song.
a bad rap, old Nickelback.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
No, they've had some great songs.
Yeah.
Overplayed. I think
Yeah.
their attitude rubbed a few people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really enjoyed Silver Side Up as an album.
Yeah.
When they were doing tracks like that Photograph and
Look at this graph. Remember that meme? He just holds the graph
look at
up.
this graph. Heat is rising. Environmental change is real.
Yeah, that's one of his.
Sorry, that's one of
That's Chris Martin's.
Chris Martin's.
That's
So,
Martin's, yeah. No, I like that song when it came out.
Yeah.
I really like that song when it came out. Yeah.
In Too Deep, Sum 41.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was a real kind of skate of rock. You had Heaven Is a Half Pipe. You had
big year for kind of pop punk,
Pop
skater
Punk was
rock.
big, yeah.
Yeah.
Any
Middle.
others before you get to your fave?
The Middle, Jimmy Eat World.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That album really brought them back from I think they just got out of their label.
That album.
People were
actually.
worried about Jimmy, but they pulled it back.
He ate the world. He was fine.
Yeah. Nom, 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 nom. Island in the Sun, Weezer.
And Hash
Good song.
Pipe off that album too.
Alien Ant Farm. A couple of good songs that
Smooth-
year. Covering
Smooth
Smooth
Criminal.
Criminal. Iconic. Still gets played now. You know.
Movies.
It is my preferred version of that song
Yeah.
to the original.
Absolutely.
Which I wouldn't often say that about a Michael song, but
And you had Rock My World talking to Michael Jackson.
good year for Mike. Good year for Mike.
Which is a good album.
R.I.P.
A good single as well.
Follow Me, Uncle Cracker. Is that rock? Country rock.
Country.
Yeah.
But
Aerosmith, Jaded. That's a
Yeah.
good song as well. So yeah, some good songs. Dancing in the Moonlight.
what,
Top Loader.
Top Loader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover
nice.
of thingy, wasn't it? Van Morrison.
Ah, okay. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. But what your favourites?
My favourites.
Before, let's go one for one on favourites.
All right. Do you want to start? Or do you want me to
Go
start?
on, I'll start. I'll start.
Oh,
So you also
selfish.
had what?
Hmm?
Not going to say sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Staying in the rock mold, you had Last Night by the Strokes.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, they're rock. What kind of rock would you call them? Indie rock?
Indie. They were I think so
One of the
they
premier
sort of
indie
brought
rock bands.
back guitar-based rock,
Mhm.
which then led to kind of Franz Ferdinand, Arctic Monkeys. But this
Right,
was 2 years before. I think 2003
You're
was
saying they're ahead of the curve.
was a
Vinnie
massive
Beveridge.
year. I am saying that. And
Okay.
talking of 9/11, you're wondering how I'm gonna make this
I
work.
look forward to this one.
off of that album, New York City Cops was taken off as a result of 9/11. So some people say they won because that's a great song.
Yeah, well,
but it is quite offensive to
Tragedy.
New York City Cops.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But it's a good song.
Good guys. Big love for the New York City Cops.
Yeah, absolutely. This year especially. But yeah, last night, absolute just.
Yeah, remember the video?
Banger.
It was all that sort of TV show thing they were doing, weren't
it was,
they?
yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Good song. Never been
one.
massive on the Strokes, but the hits.
I saw them about 10 years ago, and they weren't good.
Really?
They weren't very good.
What are they doing these days? Just stroking, I suppose.
Julian Casablancas.
One of them had a stroke.
Really? He stroked a cat. Can you imagine having a stroke while stroking a cat? Listening to the strokes.
The inception of degenerative brain disease.
So there's one of my favourites.
You've hit me with the Strokes.
Yeah.
I'm coming in with an imitation of life, R.E.M.
Oh, good, yeah.
Off a good album and a little return to form, I think, for R.E.M.
Yeah.
I think some people thought maybe they were a little had their day, had their fill.
Right.
Had kind of gone through a few changes sound-wise.
Didn't know whether to call them R.E.M. or R.E.M.
R.E.M, R.E.M.
Yeah.
Dot.
I really like that band, R.E.M.
Yeah, but they were all right. I like R.E.M. Got a soft spot for them. I had their best of back in the day, and then I kind of delved into the albums.
They've split up, haven't they?
Yeah, Michael Stipe's still doing some solo stuff,
yeah.
but really, really good song. Super, one of those songs that sounds very positive, really positive intro, and very kind of. He's a bit of a surrealist in his lyrics. Kind of sometimes it's hard to. There's a lot of metaphors and a lot of kind of. It's a roller coaster of emotions, an R.E.M. song. But
Life
always
is
good
a
live.
roller coaster.
Not this year. No, that
just
wasn't
got to
this year.
ride it.
Well,
that was last year.
The words of Mahatma Gandhi. But yes, Imitation of Life, R.E.M. Fun song, cheery, always good live.
Yeah.
Often painted a little stripe on his head, like
he did. Michael Stripe.
Nice.
Hey.
High five.
Hey.
Nice.
That was
a big
just
one.
me high-fiving myself.
Yeah, slapping your thighs. But yes, like that song. Soft spot for R.E.M. and that is a nice, happy, clappy song.
Yeah. I'm going to hit you with a trilogy.
Please don't hit me. The Lord of the Rings. The soundtrack. Great choice.
My favourite album of that year. Fellowship of the Ring, the soundtrack.
Oh, that would be fine.
I
didn't think of that. Shit.
Yeah, come on.
Right, rewrite.
So there is an album. I think it's well, we'll get to albums later, but probably the best pop album, probably the best pop singles.
Turner.
Destiny's Child released both Survivor and Bootylicious during this year.
That's mental, isn't it?
My body is too bootylicious for you, baby.
Certified. Put a stamp on that.
I actually preferred Independent Woman Part 1, but it was released in 2000 on the
preferred Independent Woman myself.
on the Charlie's Angels soundtrack.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which has just been remade in a 2019 version.
Yeah, and it's absolutely bombed. You know why? Because men don't want to watch women in action films.
Yeah, who was it
apart
that
from
said
Kill
that?
Bill, Tomb Raider, Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, was it?
That was Elizabeth Banks, the director, who said that.
Yeah.
So turns out it's our fault, boys.
Yeah, bloody hell, lads. Get out and see a shit
Get in the
film.
kitchen. Yes, Charlie's Angels. Wow.
Yeah.
Another remake, eh?
Another one.
They'll be remaking this podcast soon, mate.
I hope so. We might be after.
We might have to shoot off. Yeah.
But yeah, Survivor, Bootylicious. What's your favourite of the two?
I like Survivor. A little bit more melodic for me. I just like that bit. I'd like to do that. Just a good album, isn't it? Just a great album. We'll talk about the full album
when we
later
were
on. But yeah, just single after single, consistently good. It's really hard to choose. But
when we were prepping for this pod, I think when I first saw the list of singles, I was pretty certain I was going to choose Bootylicious as my single of the year, and then didn't.
Okay. Well, any reasoning behind that? Maybe
just
we'll discuss
because
that.
there's a better song.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
It's more my connection to my favourite single of the year, but I would say Survivor and Bootylicious. Little shout out as well, the trilogy I said, to a song not by Destiny's Child, but by Miss Alicia Keys, Falling, which is an underrated sort of R&B female-led track from that year.
That was one of her big early tracks, wasn't it? Was that kind of what really cemented her as a star?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just sort of gospel almost, isn't it?
Just
sort of
beautiful. These, everyone in Destiny's Child, Alicia Keys, all these women that have just got unbelievable voices. Christina Aguilera at that time, Pink.
Yeah. All powerful voices.
Real nice stuff.
Alicia obviously wrote majority of her own stuff, I believe, anyway. So.
Very good. But so Destiny's Child had some great singles that year and the year before.
It's actually Dez's Tiny Child. That's how you pronounce it. Dez's Tiny Child.
Des Tiny's child.
Who's Des Tiny? I don't know.
But who's their child?
We don't know. Could be you. Could be me.
So there's that. I've got one more that I'm going to mention before my favourite. Have you got any others?
Yeah, I've got one more. It's hard because a part of me still wants to put this number one, so they're almost joint number one. Murder on the Dance Floor, Sophie Ellis-Bextor. A sort of a funk, pop, club
song, so good.
Mixture. It's sort of like Jamiroquai, but not.
I love Jamiroquai.
There's all kinds.
Did he release any albums this year?
I don't think he did. No, he was just buying a new hat.
Was he?
Yeah,
too busy.
Just what to say about the song? It's fun, it's quirky, it's kind of sultry and has that kind of smooth edge. I mean, she sort of sings really, Sophie Ellis-Bextor. She doesn't really there's no real power there, but it kind of sits there beautifully.
Just in a very posh. Murder on the dance floor.
Murder on the hello.
Just in a very posh English
very
accent.
Strange, but really just super catchy. It's really, I think, from a writing perspective, a really good example of how to write a really tight pop song. There's your intro, with already loads of hooks in there. There's your solid verse, really funky bass line, really solid arrangement.
The thing that I always
good chorus.
Remember about that song is the strings. The do 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 do.
Yeah.
Do do do. It's just it's a great song.
Really, really good song. So that was I just pipped to the post possibly, but I can listen to that. It's always on the radio again. Timeless song. Yeah. It makes you want to boogie.
It does.
Have a boogie.
I've got one more before my favourite, and it's Chop Suey by System of a Down.
Ah, no thank you, I've just eaten.
Wake up.
That's a callback.
Wake up.
No lyrics.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Nobody
knows the lyrics.
I don't think
even Serge knows the lyrics.
Toxicity as a whole, just a phenomenal album.
Very powerful album, isn't it? Kind of aggressive, poetic, kind of all kinds of, all over the place.
And just new metal, as well as pop punk, as well as pop, just had great years.
Good year for metal, album-wise. We'll go into that later.
We'll go into that a bit, but there was Slipknot singles as well, but particularly Chop Suey. Just
again, last the test of time, that song, didn't it?
Just a metal classic.
That will be on Kerrang and that every day. Like every day. Of a doubt, they must make a fortune from that. Great drum track. Great drum track as well.
Yeah, technically just a phenomenal track. So that is the ones that I've missed out.
Okay, just about. No Chop Suey.
No Chop Suey.
None of that food, please.
No, I'd rather have. You go first. Go on.
Well, we've actually my favourite, and we've already we mentioned this song in passing.
Right.
But my number one single,
the best song of 2001,
in my belief,
according to Jack Cowling,
it should be called my favourite.
The best song.
Right. The best song ever written.
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings sounds. I've gone for In Too Deep from Sum 41.
Yes.
Yeah, I've gone for it because.
What a song.
It will. I think it's just catchy. First of all, it's super catchy. Great little riff. Just great little riff. Cool video. Super singable. Cool video. Timeless, but yet you know exactly when it was released. The era of American Pie, as we've said. Yeah. All these kind of revival of pop punk and skater punk and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's from All Killer No Filler. Yeah. Obviously, a classic album.
Yeah.
Certified platinum.
Right.
So it's sold. Really sold.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of dubious information as to when the song was written. Someone said it was originally written as a part reggae song to be released by a band called Treble Charger with Snow doing some rapping. Okay. And then the singer, oh god, I forgot his name now. The front man,
blonde one, Spiky, Derek,
yeah. He insists that he wrote it basically in a living room, waiting around for his mate, and like 3 or 4 minutes. He's like simplistic chords. He was going around, kind of just jamming. Really, all came to him. One of those songs that just comes to you super quickly, and then recorded the guitar track on like a little recorder. and then kind of 6 to 8 months later, kind of finished it off.
Yeah.
A few simple chords. That's that. Nice little tapping kind of solo in the middle.
Yeah.
Cool video when they're doing the dive team thing, and he comes up out of the pool and he's playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Really fun. I remember watching that video of my dad back in the day, and him saying what a fun video it was. And they really did that thing like Blink and everyone does, where they fuse kind of comedy with kind of
I
cool
think
songwriting.
It would be good to reveal mine because they're very much in tandem
of the time. I think
so. My favourite track, the best track
ever,
one might say, from 2001 is "The Rock Show" by Blink 182.
That's great. Yeah, they go hand in hand, really.
Just 3 minutes, under 3 minutes of just pop punk gold. It's like In Too Deep. It's catchy. It's simple. It's optimistic.
Fast. Very fast.
And it's the thing I love about the rock shows. It's about falling in love with a rock chick at a gig.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all you need. And it was released just before the summer. And you think those summer soundtracks, a very
summer pool party song. Sort
of Sum 41, Blink 182, Newfound Glory, Alien Ant Farm, POD, Enya. The Fellowship of the Ring soundtrack
by Enya.
Interesting thing about this song I read off of Wikipedia.
No.
So I think the guy who's doing their album said that the album was missing a good time summer anthem thing. And DeLonge, our favourite, Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus were furious and said, "You want a fucking single?
Hey man,
I'll write you the catchiest, cheesiest throwaway fucking summertime single you've ever heard."
Really?
And they wrote the rock show in 10 minutes, and then DeLonge went up. So Hoppus went and wrote the rock show. DeLonge went off and wrote First Date, and became the two most successful singles off the album, and are still played to this day.
That's what happens when you put in a little box.
Yeah.
And suddenly you go, I'm breaking out that box with some rhythm.
Yeah. Oh, an alien. Oh, I've ruined my career.
What's that doing in there?
Maybe I should just be with one of the most important rock bands of the last 30 years, rather than be a weirdo.
What was the other band?
Angels and Airwaves.
Angels and Airwaves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Please
Bet you
stop.
love them.
I did.
I knew it. Any band that sounds like chewing gum, you're into it.
Airways. Angels and just good smelling breath.
Yeah, fine.
Angles and Kurt
Angles and Airwaves gum.
So that is
we've gone for a very pop punky pool party theme.
Yeah, it was a great year for that, and I think
it's just positive, it's just happy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just happy.
Yeah,
like, and I mean, In Too Deep, obviously, he's talking a little bit about kind of mental health and relationships and all those kind of things, and the rock show obviously about love, and they're all kind of deep things, but you know, you don't have to go too deep. Sometimes you can just dip your toes in.
Too deep.
Dip your toes into the pool. That's all you need.
Yeah,
you know, again, played every day.
I think it's
how you do it.
The best thing. It just holds a special place in my heart. That kind of, basically the American Pie soundtrack.
Yeah, anything that goes to those American
going around
comedies.
With your friends, listening to
the exuberance of youth.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Really sums up that great time.
House parties.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Didn't like those, so did you? Don't like drugs.
Alcohol.
Don't like drinking either, do you?
Killing sheep in the New Forest. No, I don't really drink.
It wasn't us.
Don't drink.
It was.
Don't do drugs,
us.
But, you know. No comment on the whole sheep thing.
Yeah.
Wink. On the long. Maybe it's aliens. Could be aliens.
All Killer No Filler we've mentioned.
Should we move into albums? Move into albums now.
Take Off Your Jacket and Pants is the Blink-182 album.
What now? You want me to do that now?
If you could, that would be great. Anyone who's heard our last episode about sponsored by
Manscaping.
Sponsored by the company Manscaping. Get them off. Won't see any hair.
Nope. Bolder than a Ken doll.
I call my boy Ken doll, actually.
Ken doll Jenner.
Yeah. Oh.
Is there a joke there?
Don't do that.
No.
Oh, plot that off. I'm a woman.
Political.
Albums,
yes. So All Killer No Filler. That would have been on mine. Yeah. I think that again, that is an album though where the singles are really good, but there's to be honest, there's a little bit of filler.
There's a bit of
filler.
No Killer. No
I should have called it mostly killer, some filler.
I think something that we did 2000.
Yeah.
And you chose a pop single but a kind of rock album.
Kind of a alt rock album.
And I think as we go through, my guess for the future is going to be that the pop singles continue possibly to dominate, although we've chosen pop punk, but some great pop singles.
Yeah.
But pop albums, they're not good, are they?
What we've said before, time and time again, they're built for singles. It's never changed. It's never changed. No. Get your singles out, and then there will be some filler. That's the way it goes.
So all the albums that I've got to mention before my absolute favourites and winner are mostly
rocky.
They're mostly rocky.
Go on, hit me with some.
I'm going to hit you with
big releases.
So you've got The Blueprint by Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Devil's Night by D12 and Revolutionary Volume 1 by Immortal Technique.
Oh, wow.
Those are my favourite.
A bit of Immortal.
Those are one of my favourite hip-hop albums from the year.
Yeah.
Pop, obviously you've got Survivor.
Yeah, we mentioned that. Back to back. At least 5 singles from that are just killer.
You've also got Misunderstood by Pink.
Yeah.
Which I really
Pink,
like.
Great. Yeah. Went from strength to strength after that album.
Any good pop albums from that year that you've got there?
I really struggled because I think it was just the singles. I mean, what I found interesting, there's a few albums. I mean, there's an album called This Is Where I Came In, I think, by the Bee Gees, which was actually the Bee Gees' last studio album. So that was quite interesting. That had 2 or 3 kind of cool songs on it. I had a song called Wedding Day on it, which is kind of quite a happy song about getting married. I thought it was important to note that was technically their last.
Yeah.
And that was early 2000s, so they still did tour some of those songs, obviously, and stuff. But it wasn't too soon after then when things sort of went a bit downhill for everyone. But that was quite interesting.
One of my favourites is probably, it's a bit of an odd album. It's Swing When You're Winning by Robbie.
Great
the Swing album from Robbie, obviously all covers and things, and there were a few originals. I think I Will Talk and Hollywood Will Listen was an original on there,
nice,
which I thought was fantastic.
Great album. Back to back.
I think Robbie's voice matched so well with that swing aesthetic of crooning and that. But
a lot of guests on that album as well, weren't there?
Yeah. But he did great covers of Mac the Knife and
you're saying Michael Bublé copied him. I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying.
With you.
Yeah. Obviously you had the one with Something Stupid
with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, that was from that
originally
album, I think.
Was it Frank and Nancy Sinatra, I think?
Ooh, hello.
Got that in there.
And then you've got
I know I stand in line.
Such a monotone delivery.
With me, evening with me. And they do it in Gavin and Stacey, don't they? Oh, legendary.
Gorillaz' first album.
Yes, good. Clint Eastwood on that.
Yeah, I love that single.
The man. Played bass. Did you know that? Clint Eastwood played bass in the Gorillaz.
Did he?
Yeah.
Not Damien Albarn.
No.
It's actually Clint Eastwood doing all the. Who's that?
Barn. Satanic symbols on the barn. That's what you're talking about.
Daft Punk released Discovery, which had harder, better, faster, stronger.
Well, the people did that all on their hands, didn't they? Even you did that just then, and I did it, explaining that you did it. That's weird, isn't it?
How weird's that? Anything before we get into the rock?
What, pop-wise, or really?
Anything else?
It was just the singles that I was interested. Like you said, Survivor. Yeah. That S Club album that Don't Stop Moving was on. Gabrielle's album was quite good. Don't know any of their names. They were all. I mean, that Enya album's quite good. Only Time. It's got some pretty good stuff on there, but like we said, it was really the singles that grabbed me from pop and rock and metal. I've got a few that are of note.
So we've mentioned System of a Down, but Toxicity as an album, very good.
Really good.
Silver Side Up, Nickelback, very good.
Yeah, some good songs on there.
The Blink album, the Sum 41 album.
Iowa Slipknot
came out. Yeah, their second album. Good. Personally, prefer their first album, but many people say it's their best album.
You like heavy slip. That's what you like.
It was heavier. It was slightly less commercial. I mean, don't get me wrong, Iowa's full of just aggressive, horrid sounding music. But
they probably killed a few sheep in there too.
I would think so. Yeah. But yeah, Iowa's a phenomenal album and is actually my kind of top 3 albums of that year. Iowa is on that list. Probably number 2.
Oh, well, there we are.
Probably number 2.
Yes, great year for metal. Mutter by Rammstein. Good album. One of, I believe, Gary Newman's favourite albums.
Really?
Again, quite metally, but still got some of the electronica in there and some of the kind of the synth elements, but quite riff based. Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, Avenged Sevenfold album.
Their first album.
Yep, first one with the ugly purple cover.
Awful cover.
Rev did all his drums in one take, and then they'd all come in, just record their parts over the live drums.
Oh, right, okay.
Some pretty cool stuff on there. Obviously very early days, but you could tell even then where they were going, and they would just be huge, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really important album for metal.
Yeah.
Bittersweet's To Suck You By, Cradle of Filth.
Oh.
Big album in the
black death metal world scene.
Some good songs on that as well.
Blackwater Park by Opeth.
Yeah, another good album.
Another big album. You had singles like Hash Pipe. You mentioned Island in the Sun. You got the Green Album by Weezer come out. The only other one, so this would be one that, so my kind of top three were Iowa, Slipknot, and my second one is This It by The Strokes.
Oh, you have put The Strokes in there then?
Yeah, I have. Yes, I do love that.
So there's more depth in there than just the singles.
It's a great album.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, the whole lot is even if you take out New York City Cops, which you shouldn't.
It's okay now.
It's okay now.
Just put a little bit back in.
But also one more. Here's one for you.
Go on.
A comedy album.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think you know what you're going to say.
Tenacious D.
Wow.
The one with all the tracks on it that are good.
Yeah, I mean, that was on everybody's iPod, everybody's phone.
I loved it.
Everyone would sing it. Yeah. Like,
if I wasn't so embarrassed, I'd have put it as album of the year.
Yeah. You're worried about your reputation, not the way. I think our reputation is shot anyway, to be honest. We're the Tom DeLonge of the podcasting world. No, it's a great album. Funny.
Tom DeLonge.
You know, funny, clever, actually good songs.
So good.
Again, stood the test of time once again. These songs, a lot of these early naughty songs, they're still around. It proves that there was it was a real golden age of pop writing and rock and everything. It was all still there in the palm of our hand. Yeah. So yeah, really, really funny.
Have you got anything to mention before your favourite of the year?
No, I don't think so. I think we've both covered.
Okay.
We both covered it. Some good pop, some good rock, some good metal.
Yeah.
Mainly singles on the pop side. A lot of strong rock and metal albums. Let's hear your top. Let's hear your toppers. Let's hear your top loader.
My number one is Top Loader. My number one, the best album from 2001, according to Mr. Kenny Beveridge. That's me. Is. It's not Sepultura.
Just doing a drum roll. Talking in tongues.
Origin of Symmetry by Muse.
That one. That was Symmetry right there.
It's
Oh, sorry, we're doing it.
I think one of the most unique sounding albums.
Very unique.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
As it was. A lot of people get it confused. Not their debut album, Showbiz, was the first album.
Stupid people.
But their breakthrough, you might say, I think one of the most just experimental, visceral, loud, kind of
crunchingly
good albums I've ever heard. It's one of my favourite ever.
Soaring vocals, great riffs,
and
great drums.
Not my favourite Muse album.
No, we were saying this earlier. I don't think it is. I prefer it when they went slightly more melodic, I think, but they were still quite thrashy here and quite kind of, you know. But I mean, just great. It's great album.
I mean, just the singles to mention: Plug-in Baby,
brilliant,
Newborn, Bliss, Hyper Music, and Feeling Good. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to come out and
divisive say, feeling good. But
I'm going to come out and say it's one of my favourite covers of all time.
Really?
Yeah, it
wow.
really is.
You don't think his voice is a bit?
No, I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
Yeah. Well, there you
good.
Down. Yeah, got a lot of radio play.
Love that. Love it. Also, you've got the things like Space Dementia, which just has some amazing kind of piano in it. But like you said, very divisive. I looked up some reviews. So Q, remember the magazine Q?
Q, yeah.
They praised it as extraterrestrial fascinations meet the classical world's more unhinged impulses.
There's a lot of classical influence in there. Matt Bellamy is hugely influenced by not only classical composers, but the Queen and you know, ELO, all this kind of symphonic
and I think
writers.
Gave it a 4 or a 5 out of 5, and yet The Guardian gave it a 1 out of 10 or a 1 out of 5.
Music?
Unbelievably overblown, self-important, and horrible in a 1-star review. So very divisive. But I think
like
just what? Sorry. didn't think we'd talk about this on the pod. Sorry. But fuck off. Bellamy's vocals as well. I think
coming to his own. If you see his really early vocals, they're very strange, but he's really found his voice here.
His high-pitched kind of wailing with...
That spiked.
Was that Matt Bellamy in the room?
He's here.
I just love that sound of a voice that's been put through. It sounds like you're singing through a...
what do they use? Sort of a megaphone, not a megaphone,
style.
Like a robot megaphone.
So cool.
Vocoder thing. Yeah, he's great.
And Plug-in Baby, one of the best riffs ever written. Fight Me.
Funny video for that as well. Strange one.
Yeah.
But yeah, good.
So that's my album of the year.
I like it. Well, it was tough. I was obviously Survivor Destiny's Child was up there.
It was almost
chose
there.
it, but we were the same on that. We were like, we do want to choose it, but did it mean as much to us personally as it meant to kind of the music world?
Yeah,
probably not. I was dithering, I was plithering with the Green album from Weezer.
Great.
Because there's sort of at least 5 songs on there.
Yeah.
Like I said, Islands in the Sun, Hash Pipe. There's some really good, I think Oh Girlfriend closes it, and that's a great song as well. So there's some really fun stuff on there. I actually probably prefer that to the Blue album.
Yeah, definitely wrong about that, but okay, move on.
I just think it's got more solid songs on it.
Probably the Blue album's their best album, then Pinkerton, then everything else sucks.
Yeah. What? Okay. Apart from you like all the singles of this album, I think I probably personally prefer it only ever so slightly because of they've gone more riffy, more poppy a little bit.
It's those 3 album spin there. It's just amazing.
There's a little more diversity in their writing, I think. So yeah, really like that. But I've gone for one that, I mean, I was always going to go for it.
Always.
And no one's going to know it. But I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Okay.
Because I think a back-to-back album, I think is my favourite album.
Go on.
It's Silence by Sonata Arctica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big album of the time, released through Spine Farm Records. So the cover art, let me paint you a picture. The cover art, it's a landscape divided into light and dark, sort of depicting the fragility of nature. I think we can all agree. Beyonce don't really do that.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Look, we know I've mentioned them before on the pod. They've kind of moved from kind of power metal into kind of progressive these days. But I think a back-to-back album, the songs cover kind of a lot of different things.
Back in Black. That wasn't released.
Have you heard about Malcolm Young?
Are you going to tell me that Malcolm Young's died on air?
Yes, he's died.
Are you fucking joking?
No, I'm not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he died today. Because he's got really bad dementia, isn't he?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Just joking.
Are you joking?
No, he died. He did die. He did die.
I'd just like to say...
You Google that while I tell you about
this
power metal
episode is
album.
dedicated to Malcolm Young.
Yeah.
I think it seems pretty fair.
Yeah. Good guy. The brains, if anything, behind AC/DC.
Can't believe you've done that.
Just double check that to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I read that he died.
Oh, okay. You carry on.
You carry on.
I'll fact check
You fact checked
your horrific news.
So their second album, songs cover lots of themes, internet privacy. There's what's known as the Caleb Saga, begins with a song at the end, called at the end of this chapter, which starts a series of songs that continue over 5 albums. So I kind of like
Malcolm Young died in 2017. Oh my god, you need Angus Young?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Yeah, go on, Google it.
Sorry everyone who was enjoying that. Yeah. Angus Young, devastated by AC/DC family death.
Yeah. Has
reportedly suffered a horrible loss in his family.
Yeah.
His sister has passed away.
I know. That's what I said.
Matt. Right, can we...
It's really bad, isn't it? Angus Young's sister's died. That's really bad.
Clear this up.
That's really bad.
Angus Young has not died, and Malcolm Young's been dead a few years.
And what I found interesting about when I did say that as a lie is that you thought he had just died now, and yet you're a big AC/DC fan, but he died 2 years ago. What's that say about you? Answers on a postcard.
So...
This album includes...
No one has died in AC/DC.
No one's died in AC/DC. The longest Sonata song is over 10 minutes on this album.
Oh, sounds...
I'd say 10 minutes is too long.
Accessible.
It's too long. But the album, it's fast, it's hooky, it's unashamedly dramatic. But there's 4 ballads on the album. They slow it down.
Okay.
Right? They can slow it down. New keyboardist, gives a bit of a classical edge. What's that? I just think that album, it really exemplifies them at the period. Like there's kind of a growing maturity in arrangement, and there's a bit of fan service there, and some of it's quite fast, but some of it kind of hints at their progressive, more complex future.
Okay,
I think it's a back-to-back album.
Yeah.
There's I'd say half the album, maybe 2 or 3 certainly of the ballads they'll play in almost every set to this day.
Right.
So it's one of those albums, like a Maiden album or whatever, that has, they just have some songs on it that were gold dust that remain 20 years later.
So would it be classed as, for those that don't know Sonata, would it be classed as one of their best albums generally?
Yes, it would. Yeah, it's the debut was a little sloppy, a little bit. They would wear their influences on their sleeves.
Right.
Second album, a bit more mature. Cut away some of the fat, and they're just beginning to kind of really find their feet. Right. And there is some long-lasting stuff in there.
So this is their second album.
It is, yeah.
So we've gone for 2 sophomore albums. Yeah, Muses and Sonata.
Yeah. So they're raw, but they're there.
They're
there.
What I mean? They've arrived.
Doesn't mean it's the best ever.
No,
but it is.
It is.
So I think we've mirrored each other here with our singles.
But scrap all that.
Yeah.
I've got three extras for you.
Go on.
3 of the best greatest hits albums of all time were released
We love a
this
compilation.
Year. Echoes, Pink Floyd.
Fine.
International Super Hits by Green Day.
Brilliant.
And Elvis #1's Elvis.
Oh, the gold album.
The gold one.
Oh, wow.
Best 3 albums of the year.
This. Best of the Beatles. Actually, one was still one of the biggest selling compilations this year as well. That was released in the previous year.
Was it released 2000?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Compilations are great.
They're so good.
We discovered so much of our music through compilations.
Always.
I'm fine with that.
When was the greatest guitar album in the world ever released?
Oh, you know what?
That was the album of the year.
That was not much after this. Maybe 2003.
Legitimately going to be album of the year that time.
Because I think the first one I got was Best Air Guitar Album 3. So if my first one was 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think mine might have been 2, and then I went back and bought 1.
Yeah, they were great.
Amazing.
Yeah, just a catalogue of brilliant songs.
Pretty much.
Nothing wrong with the compilation album,
Nothing
baby.
wrong. Best of the Beatles.
Best of the Beatles. Well, I think we've covered a pretty diverse range of music there.
Yeah.
You know?
So we've gone
the
from rock
hip-hop
show
to pop to metal.
Blink-182. Fat Lip. Sum 41. And albums, you've gone for one no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And I've kept things nice and accessible.
A little safe. You know what I mean? What's the problem? What's the problem with that? A little bit different, aren't we?
Yeah.
You're kind of for the subhuman scum.
I'm the everyman.
I'm more for the intellectual.
And
that's okay.
Where are they from, Sonata?
Finland.
You're more for the Finnish speed metal fan.
Mm.
No,
all over the shop. There's at least 2 in this country. So you look a bit stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to move to Finland.
I can't believe you said that Malcolm Young had died and then said Angus Young had died, and they've neither died. One is dead.
One of them died, yeah. It's just interesting, isn't it, that you've forgotten that.
Well,
I'll tell you why, because it came off my Facebook and I thought, he's dead already. And he was. And often, you see the Gene Wilder one, didn't you? Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka star, has died. Yeah. That was years ago.
That was years.
What's going on? Everyone's going, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Oh, Gene Wilder. I loved him so much.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. But it was 4 years ago.
Oh. Right.
It's sort of a strange collective consciousness that kind of forgets things.
Yes.
And then you re-experience them again.
Well, I re-experienced it just then.
You did.
Didn't
on
like
air.
It.
No.
Didn't like it.
I thought maybe, I'll just bring you down at the end. By the way, 9/11 happened.
Oh.
So.
That did happen.
Well, I'm not saying it didn't.
What I'm saying, engine fuel can't melt steel beams. That's all I'm saying.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Well,
what a year for music. What a year for music.
Great year. I would say
pop is still there. Pop is still ruling the roost.
Yeah.
But rock, new metal, whatever, still pushing through. Still some great stuff there as well.
Would you go as far to say, of our 2 episodes, 2001 had the better music?
Yes.
I also think that.
Yes, I would. If that's okay with you.
It's okay with me.
That's okay with me.
And it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him.
We'll wrap it up. 2002 will be coming
sometime.
Before you even know it.
21st Century Breakdown. What are your favourite albums and singles from the year 2001? Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter. Rock and Roll Up Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Let us know that we're wrong.
Yeah.
And
don't at me.
You know, well, actually, just let us know if we're right.
Yeah. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, and the Big Heads Media website.
All over the box.
All over the box.
Things that didn't exist in 2001.
No.
I mean, iTunes just invented
Apple
in 2001.
Podcast didn't.
That didn't. That weren't there. It was just sort of a collection for your digital. You could rip a CD in iTunes back then.
You could.
How times have changed. I used to do that. Go through my parents' collections.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Best of the Beatles.
Echoes,
Elvis, number
Pink
one.
Floyd, hello.
Echoes, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Enya. Double barrel.
Fellowship of the
Pop that in the drive.
Well, there you go.
Good stuff. Keep in touch, yeah, mate. Stay safe. Look both ways when you cross the road. By the way, Von Scott's dead. Sorry.
Breaking news: Jimi Hendrix has perished.
Sorry, mate. I thought I'd just drop that in there.
Thanks, mate.
I'm going to go and watch Lord of the Rings now.
Cool. I'm going to go listen to myself
Malcolm Young's eulogy and weep. Well, I've been Jack.
I've been Kenny.
Peace out.
Big time.